Well, it's 5:30. Time to start hiking. Okay, this explains a little bit why I'm not seeing much for deer. See how matted down all that is? That is just stinky old sheep. There's been a herd of sheep in here. I've been goofed up more by sheep than hunters. But what do? You never know where they're at unless you personally know the sheep herder. I heard sheep last night. I could tell they were a couple miles from here, but they've definitely been here in the last few days. That could be why these bucks aren't quite using this yet, but all's not lost. The bucks don't switch counties. They just quit using that little spot for a while. Stinking sheep. Glass and timber is no fun, but I've learned that around some of these places where there's some really open country and then there's some broken timber, sometimes those big bucks will never come out in the open country during daylight hours, especially as you get towards hunting season. But they'll use that broken timber and you can find them feeding in it. It's a low odds proposition, but sometimes it's the only game in town. Okay, I just got done glassing for a couple hours here from one spot. I'm looking at some country that's over there about 2.5 miles. And when you're looking for bucks in the summer, you got to look at a lot of country. That's the whole idea, is look at a lot of country, kind of narrow down where they are, and then just hunt there. One problem with looking for bucks in the summer is they're batched up in bachelor herds, which seems like they'd be easier to see. Well, if you're looking at the hillside they're on, they are. But you can take all the bucks from 2 or 3 basins and put them all together, and they get off on one little ridge that you're not looking at. It can seem like it's void of deer. In fact, I think that's what's happening on this trip. I haven't seen a buck yet in 2 days of glassing, but I see their tracks on the trail. They're right here somewhere. But when you want to find bucks, if you can find a place that you can get back 1 to 3, but by looking at the most country possible with glass that's in that 15, and if you get into spotting scopes, 30 power range. I've spotted bucks at 5 miles and been able to tell relatively their size. You're not counting points at that far, but you can tell if they're a 30-incher, a 24-incher, or a big heavy buck. You can see those kind of things at those distances. Typically 2 or 3 miles is the best. But by looking at that much country, my odds skyrocket of seeing good bucks. And that's what long distance glassing is all about. All right, 40 minutes back to camp. That's not too bad. Boy, that's nice to see there. Just sleeping out on the ground. Keep my coffee close. Just throw the tarp back and make coffee. That gets me out of bed. And anyways, that's what we did this morning. So it's about 10:30. So I left camp at 5:30. So about a 5-hour scout. That's about right. 3, 4, 5 hours. About what I spend out in the morning. If I haven't found the bucks by then in this type of country, I'm not going to find them. I got to get back out in the evening when they get up and move. Rest up during the day. And get the horses fed. And hit it again tonight. I just saw a buck right down here. I couldn't get the camera on him. He got in the trees too fast. He just looked like a 3x4 or something, but they're up moving around. He was right there on that little bench, right between those 2 patches of spruce. We'll keep watching. Maybe he wasn't by himself.